15 days away from the November election, and early voting starts today in South Carolina, Texas, Colorado, Connecticut, Idaho, and Arkansas. Whew, that's a mouthful, right? So jumping the map to North Carolina, where early voting began Thursday. Here's a story. A so-called election protection activist group now claiming the voter lists are corrupt. So let's ask CBS News campaign reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman about this very thing. Katrina, we're talking about 1,800 North Carolina volunteers in this group, and I want to know, who are the volunteers and why do they say these lists are corrupt? How do they define corruption?
Reed, these are self-described patriots. Apparently a lot of them are actually retirees looking from home at the state voter rolls, and they're looking for things that they deem suspicious. In a video that we obtained from the head of this organization that's helming this effort in North Carolina, one of the things that he flagged was Hispanic-sounding last names. When we asked him about this, he also said the misspelling or mispronunciation of an Arab last name. Although he said there's other factors they look for too, that they are scouring property records, whether someone voted absentee, how close to the election they registered to vote, and they're compiling all of this information to potentially challenge these votes on or after Election Day and really potentially cast doubt on the election results in North Carolina and across the country.
So I want to drill down on that. Let's use what you said about Hispanic-sounding last names. Let's play that out. What would happen there? They flag somebody's name because it doesn't sound like somebody who they think would be a valid voter, and then what?
I mean, it's actually not legal to racially target people, but they could use this compilation of information to challenge the veracity of that vote, to claim that it was improperly cast. And this is really part of a larger narrative, Reed, that's being pushed by Donald Trump, by other Republicans, by Elon Musk, that non-citizens are coming across the border, are voting, and could shift this election. Another issue here is that this group and the RNC have been filing lawsuits, and there have been efforts in many states, in Alabama and Texas, but a lot of them are happening too close to the election. There's a rule that you can't take people off the voter rolls within 90 days of the election because there's not enough time for them to repair it if they're taken off by mistake, for example. So really what's happening here is that doubt is being sowed. Last night I was actually at an election law event with the Secretary of State from Michigan, Jocelyn Benson, and she said more than a litigation effort, this is a PR campaign to cast upon the public a doubt in the election results of the 2024 election.
Well, a chief counsel of voting rights at the Southern Coalition for Social Justice says he's not surprised by this targeting of individual voters. Are we seeing similar efforts like this in any other states? We just saw a graphic here to that effect. Walk us through that.
Yes, there are efforts across the country. One, for example, a recent one in Alabama, the Secretary of State was trying to remove thousands of people from the voter rolls, and that was just intervened in by a federal judge who, as I was just saying, he said that this is happening too close to Election Day. There's also been an effort in Texas, but there was a recent investigation by ProPublica, which was interesting because supposedly 6,500 people were taken off the voter rolls who are many supposed to be non-citizens. And when they looked into this by examining 9 voters, they found that they were mistakenly taken off. These were actual U.S. citizens who should be allowed to vote, who should be on the voter rolls, who were removed in Texas. And part of the issue they discovered is that sometimes it's letters being sent to someone's home, they don't see them, and they don't respond. So these efforts are really happening across the country, Reed.
And in times like this, where we're seeing razor-thin margins, what we hear all the time really matters. Every vote literally counts. Katrina, fascinating. Thank you so much for drilling down on this and talking about it today on the stream.